Deborah Kerr, born Deborah Jane Trimmer, on September 30th, 1921, in Helensburgh, Scotland, embodied a grace and elegance that was far from superficial. Her presence on screen was defined by discipline, resilience, and a profound respect for her craft. Raised by her mother after the death of her father, a British Army officer, Kerr was encouraged to pursue structure and education. She trained intensively in ballet at Sadler's Wells Ballet School, where she developed an exceptional sense of posture and movement. Although a leg injury ended her aspirations of becoming a professional dancer, the discipline instilled through ballet became the foundation of her iconic screen presence. Kerr's ability to convey poise through each gesture and movement marked her as one of Hollywood's most distinctive stars, setting her apart from her contemporaries. Kerr's early career and transition to Hollywood. Kerr's acting career began in British cinema in the early 1940s, where she gained recognition for her refined, yet emotionally layered performances. But it was her move to Hollywood that truly propelled her to international fame. Unlike many actresses of her time, Kerr resisted being pigeonholed into one-dimensional roles. She was able to combine dignity with vulnerability, intelligence with warmth, and restraint with emotional depth. Audiences quickly recognized that beneath her poised exterior was a performer capable of immense emotional complexity. Kerr's ability to bring both strength and fragility to her roles made her a standout, allowing her to portray women facing emotional crossroads with grace and integrity. Her nuanced performances won her admiration and respect within the industry. From Here to Eternity, a career-defining performance. One of Deborah Kerr's most iconic performances came in From Here to Eternity, 1953, where she portrayed Karen Holmes, the wife of a military officer caught between duty and desire. The famous beach scene with Burt Lancaster became one of the most enduring images in film history, not just because of its sensuality, but because Kerr infused it with emotional depth and longing. This performance was a turning point in Kerr's career, demonstrating her ability to break free from the prim and proper roles that had initially defined her. The scene's emotional honesty and vulnerability showcased her talent for expressing inner turmoil and longing. Marking her as one of Hollywood's most talented actresses, Kerr's ability to infuse even the most emotionally charged moments with realism became one of her trademarks. A versatile career. Portraying strong women throughout the 1950s, Deborah Kerr continued to demonstrate remarkable versatility in her choice of roles. In The King and I, 1956, she portrayed Anna Leonowens, the British schoolteacher who navigates her cultural differences with the King of Siam. Kerr's performance was filled with intelligence, wit, and quiet defiance, allowing her to hold her own against Yul Brynner's commanding presence. Though her singing was dubbed, her emotional performance was undeniable, earning her one of 6 Academy Award nominations. In Heaven Knows, Mr. Allison, 1957, Kerr portrayed a nun struggling with faith and unspoken love, demonstrating her ability to communicate complex inner conflicts with subtlety. Through these roles, Kerr showed that strength could be portrayed not through aggression but through emotional integrity and moral clarity. The strength of vulnerability. Exploring psychological depth. Deborah Kerr's greatest strength as an actress lay in her ability to portray characters who were both strong and vulnerable, grappling with their inner conflicts. In films like Black Narcissus, 1947, The Innocents, 1961, and Separate Tables, 1958, Kerr portrayed women navigating psychological depth, repression, and desire with extraordinary sensitivity. In The Innocents, Kerr's performance as a governess descending into terror remains one of the most haunting in cinematic history. Her ability to express psychological disintegration without resorting to melodrama marked her as a master of psychological drama. Kerr's portrayal of complex women facing emotional and moral dilemmas made her one of the most nuanced and respected actresses of her time. Her legacy is marked by her ability to portray characters with depth, sensitivity, and emotional clarity. A Quiet Personal Life, Marriage and Family, Bora. Kerr's personal life was marked by moments of romance, devotion, and quiet resilience. She married squadron leader Anthony Bartley of the Royal Air Force on November 29, 1945, in the aftermath of World War II. At the time, Kerr was a rising star in Hollywood, known for her grace and intelligence. Together, they built a family and had 2 daughters, Melanie Jane, born in 1947, and Francesca Ann, born in 1951. Kerr cherished her role as a mother, even as the demands of her career pulled her across the globe. Melanie grew up to become a respected academic, and Francesca pursued a more artistic path, eventually marrying actor John Shrapnel. Through her daughter Francesca, Kerr became a proud grandmother to 3 grandsons, Lex, Tom, and Joe Shrapnel, each of whom achieved success in their own right. Kerr's legacy extended beyond her film career, reaching into the next generation through her family. A new chapter, living away from the spotlight. In her later years, Deborah Kerr made the decision to return to Britain, choosing to live far from the public eye. After decades of life in the spotlight, Kerr sought the serenity of the English countryside, settling in Boatsdale, a quiet village in Suffolk. Her choice to live privately reflected her desire for peace and distance from the relentless pace of Hollywood. While her career had often taken her across the world, Kerr now found comfort in the calm of rural life, in the privacy of her home, surrounded by the beauty of nature. She lived a life of quiet reflection. Though she largely withdrew from public appearances in her final years, she remained a beloved figure in the film industry, her legacy untouched by the passing of time. Lancaster's defiance and internal struggles. Kerr's candid reflections on Burt Lancaster's personality revealed a man whose confidence often bordered on recklessness. Burt believed rules were for other people, she stated, acknowledging his defiant nature. Lancaster's willingness to challenge directors and question scripts was both admired and at times unsettling. Kerr also revealed that beneath Lancaster's fearless public persona lay a man grappling with inner turmoil. While he appeared invincible on screen, Kerr believed that Lancaster carried a deep-seated anger, not cruelty, but anger at being told no and the limitations he faced in life. This inner struggle, according to Kerr, fueled his greatest performances, but also took a toll on his personal life. It was this complex blend of brilliance and vulnerability that Kerr reflected on with both admiration and sorrow. Kerr's final reflections on Lancaster, a complex legacy. In her final reflections on Burt Lancaster, Deborah Kerr revealed that while their relationship was not the scandalous affair some had speculated, it was nonetheless deeply meaningful. There was attraction, but Kerr was firm in clarifying that it was not acted upon. Their emotional connection was undeniable, and while their on-screen partnership was powerful, their off-screen relationship remained respectful and restrained. Kerr's final words about Lancaster were filled with admiration for his greatness, despite his flaws. She credited him with challenging her to raise her own standards as an actress, making her braver in her performances. In Kerr's view, Lancaster was not a saint or a monster, but a fiercely driven individual whose brilliance was inseparable from his flaws. Working with him was a challenge, but one she would not hesitate to take on again. Deborah Kerr's final years and passing. Deborah Kerr passed away on October 16th, 2007, at the age of 86, in Boatsdale, Suffolk. Her death marked the end of a remarkable life that had been lived in the public eye, but with great personal dignity. In her final years, Kerr faced the challenge of Parkinson's disease, a condition that gradually diminished her physical abilities. Yet she met this decline with the same quiet strength that had characterized her screen career. She remained largely private about her condition, but those close to her noted her resilience and determination to maintain grace and independence. Kerr's death underscored the contrast between the luminous vitality she had once brought to the screen and the vulnerability she faced in her later years. Despite the physical challenges she faced, Kerr's legacy as one of Hollywood's most refined and emotionally complex actresses remains firmly intact. A lasting legacy, Deborah Kerr's contribution to cinema. Deborah Kerr's career and legacy stand as a testament to her extraordinary talent and her unwavering commitment to her craft. Her ability to portray complex, morally conflicted women with sensitivity and depth made her one of the most respected actresses of her generation. From her iconic role in From Here to Eternity, to her portrayal of strong, vulnerable women in films like Black Narcissus and The Innocents, Kerr's contributions to cinema are unforgettable. Despite never winning an Academy Award for Best Actress, her 6 nominations and honorary Oscar are a recognition of her exceptional body of work. Kerr's legacy continues to influence actors and filmmakers, and her films remain a cherished part of cinematic history. She will always be remembered for the grace, strength, and emotional nuance she brought to the screen.